Star friends, it's Francesca from Consciousful Tarot. Thank you so much for tuning into my YouTube channel and clicking on this video. If you're new to the channel, I'm Francesca. I'm a Clarisentient and level 2 Reiki healer. So if you want any of my services, go ahead and click on the link in the description below. Today I'm going to do a part 2 of Camila Cabello and Shawn Mendes love reading. I just want to say, first of all, thank you so much for everyone that reached out on the first reading. Honestly, I was overwhelmed with so much love, and also all the followings and all the feedback that I got. Thank you guys so much for also just confirming many things about this couple. I'm not someone that is so involved or invested in celebrities. I do these readings because I like to and you guys like it. However, I'm really not invested in it, so you guys can see how genuine I am when I do these readings. So for those of you that have reached out and just giving me confirmation about everything that has been happening, I really appreciate you guys. And let's go ahead and get it started. So if you did not watch the part 1 of Camila Cabello and Shawn Mendes love reading, I definitely suggest you go watch it, because there I explain their soul purpose and the reason why they're together. But today I'm going to first start off with how Shawn Mendes is thinking and feeling about the connection, then Camila Cabello, and then what's going to happen in their near future. So let's go ahead and begin. So right before I started, I felt very emotional. As a Clarisentient, I pick up on individuals' feelings and I channel their emotions. Very emotional, and I saw a gecko right outside of my window. So he is going through a lot of rebirth and changes, where he's actually now having the courage to actually transition and make the changes he needs to change in order to attain some sort of reconciliation with Camila. So the way that Shawn is thinking and feeling about the connection right now is that he is going through a lot of possession and obsession of overlooking her. It is confirmed that Shawn Mendes is overly stalking Camila Cabello. It is undercover. He is very threatened by what he's seen. He sees that there's competition, and he is under a lot of sadness. He's under a lot of oppression, and this has burdened him mentally to the point where he's not emotionally content or has enough mental agility to actually perform. So he's going through a lot of fear. He's undergoing a dark night of the soul, which is part of his spiritual ascension. But he's undergoing a breakthrough. He's too overwhelmed with what he's seen because he's purposely stalking her. And this is hampering his ability to literally think properly, to perform, and able to actually cope with what he's seen. And he's going through a lot of anguish, a lot of remorse. He's taking a lot of things out on himself because he feels as though he took too long to actually speak up, to the point where he may fear that the relationship is over. But he also is now at a position where he's now gaining the strength to actually put his fear and his doubt aside, to come in, to have an open mind, to actually reconcile with her. So right now I am seeing him feeling as though there's competition. He knows that he's not the only one that she may love, or the competition that he does see, he feels very threatened by it, to the point where it's causing him to feel insecure. It's causing him to also feel very jealous, and it's creating a blockage in his throat chakra. So I am seeing his throat chakras being affected. That may be a reason why he's not performing as well. But he's also at a point where he's gaining a lot of clarity on what he needs to do to improve the current situation. You know, he has felt as though there was a lot of helplessness. There was a lot of feelings of inadequacy and able to move forward. But then he's also recognizing the amount of memories that they have, the unconditional love that she has for him. He's like recalling a lot of the things that she once said, that once like made him feel very secure in this connection, as though Camila could have stated something that they're soulmates or that they're meant to be. And he's remembering those things. And because he's remembering those things, right, it's like he's trying to dismiss the competition that he sees. He's trying to dismiss the threat that he feels by these people. And he's focusing on the eternal connection, on the promised connection, on everything that she once mentioned about them. So he's trying to overcome the internal opposition and not trying to clash with himself and trying to find a resolution, but he's under a lot of ego issues. He's feeling like at one point he was like not giving this a fair chance because he could have showed off like another woman to the public, and he feels as though she's doing this out of like wanting to make him jealous, like creating some sort of chaos. But he's also at a point where he knows that Camila is trying to attain her emotional stability. She's trying to get nurtured, and he feels like he needs to come forward. He needs to have that strength to actually be honest with her and actually come out of this quietness, because all he's been doing is kind of like watching from a distance and not really making that gesture. So he's gaining the composure that he needs in order to come forward. I'm seeing him going through a lot of wishful thinking, a lot of fantasies, a lot of confusion. He has multiple choices on what to say. But I am seeing that he's growing mentally right now. He's going through a phase where he's actually pushing his pride to the side, or pushing that fear of being vulnerable to her to the side, because right now he's valuing their connection. He doesn't want to lose it. There's so much fear of him losing it because he's threatened by these options that it's reinforcing him to actually bring reciprocity and recapture the romance here. So he's trying to release the negativity in his mind, and he's planning on planting the seed with her here. He feels like it's time for him to make a decision. He feels as though he can't let go of what's, potentially falling away from his life. He feels, even though he feels closed in and trapped, he feels as though he needs to bargain for her love. He needs to suddenly come in because he feels as though there's a deadline. Like he feels like time is ticking. He needs to reconcile with her now. So I am seeing that he is going to be contacting her very soon. So I am seeing this is going to be potentially, literally, within, I'm not going to lie, this can be within a week after the full moon. So after the full moon passes, I am seeing him contacting her. And I am also seeing that, he didn't expect for him to be ready to move into this next level of actually like, reopening himself to this love, or having the courage to actually step into his power. But he knows as though his wishes are not going to be fulfilled with anyone else, but with Camila. In love, he doesn't really see himself being with anyone. He is missing her. He's yearning her. He's very nostalgic of their connection. He wants to recommit to her. He feels a lot of unconditional love. He feels that the love is genuine. He knows that it's real. He's done having dates and meetings with other people, and he's going to surprisingly message her. And this is what he's going to do in order for him to balance out the connection, because he feels as though there was too much ego, there was too much facade in between the both of them that kept them both questioning where this connection was heading. And he definitely feels as though their inability to communicate effectively is what actually brought the situation to this state of like vanity. Like he feels as though there's a lot of vanity going on with Camila. He feels as though, she's gone through this makeover, but it's like a makeover in which she may be starting drama in their partnership, drama in regarding like creating some sort of jealousy to make Shawn feel, blocked by the situation. So he doesn't want her to feel as though she has to do that, but he also wants her to feel as though he's still there, he still loves her, he still very much wants this. So I am seeing that he's willing to negotiate, and he's willing to actually come forward in a diplomatic manner, be honest. He wants to lead with integrity. He's accumulating the strength to actually, be in his power and have a heart-to-heart conversation with her, because he's tired of being confused. He's tired of things being in the air, and he no longer wants to feel threatened by what he's seeing, because he feels as though, you know, she can potentially be like gaslighting him or pretending, and he doesn't want that. He doesn't want to feel as though she doesn't love him, because he very well knows that she does, but he's feeling very threatened. So, you know, overall, he's going through a lot of spiritual ascensions, which is, like I said, causing him a throat chakra blockage, and he has become very emotional to the point where he's unable to cope with the reality, and therefore he's actually going to take that leap of faith to negotiate with her and get on good terms, and then have that heart-to-heart conversation. So I do see this happening, this heart-to-heart conversation within a week or two, and then we're gonna see what's gonna happen with them moving forward. So let's go ahead and see what's happening with Camila. Okay, guys, so let's go ahead and see how Camila Cabello is thinking and feeling about Shawn and what's going on with her. So I do see that regarding how she's thinking and feeling about Shawn, I'm not gonna lie, I think Camila Cabello speaks to a reader, a medium, or a psychic, because Camila Cabello I definitely feel like she does, guys, because she has completely changed her mind about what's about to happen. And it does seem as though she's getting some sort of confirmation from someone that works with divination, because she's changing her mind about him coming forward and about their circumstances because she is working with divination. So she definitely does. She's going to a psychic. I don't think that there's a doubt about that. I definitely would want to confirm that somehow. But she's very excited because she knows there's about to be changes in this connection. She's trying to maintain her emotional composure. She's trying to take care of herself. I do see her working out a lot or taking care of her health and her body, because she's very excited for what's about to come. She got really good news from this person about what's about to happen between them, that I do see her feeling very confident. It's like she's ready, but she's also still feeling very broken. She's still missing him a lot. It's like she's just like done being impatient, like she's done waiting, because I do feel as though this image of her with another guy created a lot of turmoil and confusion and pain in Shawn. She knows that, or it could also be this psychic that's confirming that to her, and she purposely did that. So unfortunately, Camila was acting out of spite and was being, you know, vindictive, but she also did this, like, she also wanted to be low-key with this option, I'm not gonna lie, but she also did this because she wanted to have fun. Like, legit, she was at a point where, you know, she just wanted to pleasure herself. She just felt as though she was just being greedy with herself by not giving herself that sensual pleasure. You know, she was shying away because she was too wounded, you know, and she just didn't want to do that. You know, she didn't want to have a lack of social life or a lack of love life in this situation. So she feels as though her confidence is going to be the key to this connection being successful, and she is literally getting life advice, I'm seeing, by a psychic or by also like you know, a mentor here, and it's helping her gain her emotional stability. So from the previous reading that I did, which was almost about 3 weeks ago, Camila has actually improved her emotional stability, I'm not gonna lie. But she has directed herself in a sense where she is being very flamboyant, you know, and potentially overly erratic, like, you know, a little bit sexual. I'm not seeing her being promiscuous, but I am seeing her being overindulgent. So if she does have her option, she's overindulging in it. She's over drinking, but she's taking care of herself. It's not like she's letting herself go. But the thing that has changed with Camila that I do see is that she's free from the mental prison. She's free from feeling restricted and emotionally paralyzed. That was the issue. It was stopping her from, like, you know, healing herself. She wasn't able to grow in the last few months because of because of her feeling restricted and very victimized and anxious and helpless in the situation. So in the recent weeks, she has found resolution to actually find relief out of this, to find resolution from her mental confinements. And she has escaped her own self-sabotage. So she's no longer lying to herself. She's no longer, beating herself down. She's not taking Shawn's inability to move forward with her as a reflection of her own self-worth. So she's not feeling unworthy anymore. But right now she's at a point where she's changing her perspective because she knows what's coming. She's now also recognizing that she needs to learn from the past, because in the past she could have I'm seeing that she didn't communicate well with Shawn. Like, their communication was a major blockage. I'm not gonna lie. That's one of the reasons why they broke up, was due to their communication. It could have been very hasty. There could have been some sort of manipulation and mind games in their communication. So she's actually preparing and learning from the past in order to come into this union here, because she's getting good news about it coming together. And she knows that she's on the right track when it actually comes to them reconciling. Like I said, she's changed. So she has gone through a lot of transformation, a lot of epiphany. She has gone through a rebirth process that's helping her create union within herself, emotional stability within herself. And as she creates union within herself, as she sees her own flaws, as she sees her weaknesses, she's able to calibrate herself with her strengths, with her self-love. You see how there's two individuals there? Well, this is the Lover's card, but in the Lover's card, this also represents the love that you have for yourself. This is the duality of life. So she's seeing her darkness, her light side, and she's balancing it out. And now she's illuminating a lot of light into the parts of her life and her character where she could have been blinded to. So she's recognizing her blind spots, in other words, and this is helping her overcome her behavior that she had with Shawn, because there was a lot of strategic behavior when they were needing to communicate effectively. There was a lot of strategic behavior rather than authenticity, right? So she's going through major changes in this sense. She's releasing the apathy. She's releasing feeling negative and depressed about this situation. So, and it's literally because I am seeing her legit getting confirmation from a psychic. Like, if we can confirm this, guys, this would be amazing, because tell her to hit me up. But overall, Camila is now in a space where she's loving herself more. She's actually happy. I'm not gonna lie, she's actually happy. Even though we do see her being a little bit flamboyant, she's having a lot of faith of what's coming. She knows that he's coming. She knows, and she's not hesitating. She knows that he is a little bit nervous, but she knows that it's about to happen. And she definitely knows that due to what he has potentially seen, she knows that he's about to come in. So I am seeing that Camila feels less I guess boredom, or she feels less remorse for the situation. She feels she's feeling more like willing to accept the current circumstances rather than taking it out on him, because she's kind of understanding why things needed to happen as well. She has a lot of self-awareness right now, and she understands why Shawn didn't reach out for a while. She understands why he was unwilling to compromise. She understands as though why he was a little bit stubborn to communicate. She realizes why he also flanged with other women and things like that, because he wasn't ready. He wasn't willing to actually step out of his comfort zone and push his discomfort to the side. So she still gets really triggered, I'm not gonna lie, by the things she sees on social media. She also stalks him like hardcore, and she's still triggered by the things that she sees, but she's also connecting the dots, the same way that you know, you fans connect the dots between what Shawn posts, she connects the dots as well. So this is helping her actually gain a lot of awareness of where he's at mentally, and knowing that things are coming to light, you know, but she still feels as though they're closed in, you know, like there's some sort of lock in between them, and there's still frustration, but she has a lot of faith that things are coming into fruition and it's going to be long term. And she does feel as though she's very impatient. I feel a lot of frustration because she just wants to escape from waiting, you know. She's like ready to get on the same page with him. She's ready to be spontaneous. Like, she also is at a point where she just like wants to spontaneously message him, like, because I see her overindulging. She can be drinking, right? And she just like wants to like suddenly like meet up with him, you know what I mean? Like, so there may be a case where she does that, but I am seeing she's gonna try to hold herself back. But what she's doing to avoid that is that she's just like trying to like go on hideaways and escape and go on vacation and adventure with other people that are kind of like you know, already conversing with her and she's already on the same page with, but she's really not into them. Like, let me confirm how she's thinking and feeling about them. 1 second, guys. So she's doing this solely for physical pleasure. I'm not gonna lie, she's not willing to go all the way deep with them. Yeah, she is not invested at all. Like, not emotionally, not mentally, not. The only thing that she's invested in is for physical pleasure. So rest assured, she's just doing this to live in the moment, guys. Don't judge her either. But she's literally waiting. She's waiting for Shawn. She got confirmation from a psychic that he's on his way. So she's not invested with these people. She doesn't want to move forward with them. She's just she's content because, you know, she's able to receive some sort of serenity out of this escape. And but the good news, guys, is that she's finally at a place where she is making healthy choices for herself, not only physically but emotionally. And she's actually recapturing sustainable and stable happiness. It's not a deceptive comfort. You know, before she was finding you know, a false level of comfort, which was like, you know, overindulging and sadness, being depressed. She felt as though that was the way to cope with it. Now she's actually coping with it in a healthy manner, you know, doing proactive things and listening to her spiritual teacher here, because Camila is spiritual in some sort of way. And yeah, so let's go ahead and see what's gonna happen with them in the near future. Okay, guys, so what's gonna happen between Camila Cabello and Shawn Mendes moving forward? So this is great news, guys. So I am seeing them get into communication, like I said, within a week from now. It is going to be a spontaneous communication by Shawn. It is going to be delayed for them to actually hang out. So I am seeing him reaching out to her suddenly, breaking that ice. No longer avoiding, no longer being passive or indirect and numbing the situation. So he's going to come towards her spontaneously and start that new beginning. He's going to take that leap of faith and that risk and come forward. And I do see them hanging out, okay, on the 18th of July. This is going to be after the full moon, which is on the 13th, so a few days after the full moon. And I do see them being at a space where they're going to be able to enjoy each other's company. This is going to be very low key. I do see them being at a space where they're just establishing rapport, wanting to get on the same page, being very flirtatious, open-hearted, lighthearted, open-minded. Shawn is going to be extremely nervous, but he's also going to want to potentially gift her something. Like, I'm seeing her gifting her something as a way to kind of break the ice, but he doesn't want to come off too romantic and strong. They're going to begin to text and communicate back to back, and I am seeing them being official or beginning to date within a month from now. So within 4 to 6 weeks, a month to a month and a half in Virgo season is when I see them being official. So we may see them actually be together, like in the media, in Leo season. But so in August we may see them, you know, out together, you know, getting supported by fans. There being some sort of recognition that they, you know, attain. You know, there'll be praise of them being together, and they're gonna see how much positive feedback they have about being together, that is really going to give them that confidence boost to actually prosper together. So I am seeing literally like a few weeks after, you know, they show it in the media, they're gonna start dating, and we're gonna see this. So it's happening in the near future. They are gonna be developing you know, communication, a lot of trust. There's gonna be respect to each other's boundaries. This is really amazing. Like, I'm feeling filled with so much joy right now, my friends, because they're gonna be exercising their fear of getting back together. They're gonna be overcoming any negative energy, jealousy, or envy, any feelings of needing to chase each other, or feelings where they don't feel safe in the communication. And they're really going to be able to attract one another on a reciprocal level. So like I said, Shawn's going to take that initiative to actually reach out. He was hoping that she was going to reach out first, but by what he sees, he's so triggered by all the threats that he's just going to, you know, negotiate with her and kind of take that leap of faith. And I am seeing the burdens are going to be released. They're both going to be filled with so much relief, so much joy here, guys. This is amazing. And, you know, they're both going to now release the past. They're going to move on from the lack of forgiveness. You know, they're going to move on from any sort of mind games. They're both going to also take accountability on how they could have handled this situation differently. But I'm seeing them not focusing so much on the past. There's an aspect of them not wanting to focus on the past and really just focus on the present moment. And this is going to allow them to really ground the connection, because they don't want to get over in their head about past issues. They want to rebuild the present moment and rebuild that commitment. And they're going to be very dedicated on grounding the connection. So they're going to be at a space where they're going to be done healing the connection in the next few weeks, and moving forward to actually get in a space where they're on the same page. And I am seeing them also go on vacation together as well. So this could be as well in August. That's what's really gonna get things moving. They could go to a place where there's like a body of water and palm trees. So this could be like in California, like over there where they live, or it could be like, you know, a vacation place where there's a beach. Not quite sure where, but overall I do see this happening in the near future. And this is great news for all of the Camila Cabello and Shawn Mendes fans. So we should be seeing that very soon. And yeah, they're going to be very lighthearted about the situation, and they're going to be very patient about getting things moving, and very practical about the process, not trying to rush anything. Okay, my friends, so that's about it. I will be doing an update on them within a month after we do see them kind of talking and getting onto a dating base. So if you want a personal healing or a personal reading on your love life, you can go to my website, consciousfultarot.com, and I can give you an accurate, detailed reading on your love situation, on how to heal your relationship, on how to improve it, or on how to attract your soulmate, and if there's any issues in your guys' connection, or imbalances or interferences, I could also give you a love Reiki healing, which is very effective. You can look at my reviews on my Instagram, and I also have TikTok. And that's about it, my star friends. Bye now. Thanks for watching, my friends. Don't forget to like and subscribe.